There's a moment behind the wheel of what I've built, where power overrides gravity, and I hit that zero moment. Zero doubts, zero fear, zero competition. No rule or mold I can't break. And limits, absolutely zero. And there's a NOS Zero sugar to get me there.
Shepard a 2-for-1 into turn number 3. He's looking to throw the slider and freeze it.
Cars jockey for position off by turn number 2. Payne almost got to the outside wall.
Oh, Max McLaughlin up and over. Here comes Juan. Right back at him. Felix Juan means business.
Cars get together coming down the front straightaway. That's going to shuffle everybody behind him.
Racing is tough. It's not a sport for the weak, and the winning desire has to flow through your veins. Established in 1993 and only stocked in top-rated manufacturers is why BR Motorsports is your one-stop shop when it comes to your sprint car and midget needs. Call us today at 1-800-328-3333 and talk to racers to get the right parts you need when you need them. BR Motorsports, the leaders in sprint car parts technology.
Your answer to the summer heat is let it rain. We're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
DIRTVision presents World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, the pinnacle of dirt track racing. Featuring sprint car racing's best drivers, biggest races.
David Travel is the King's Royal Champion. Slide up in front of Cowboy, and at the line, Cowboy gets the win.
And best coverage.
Welcome back to the greatest show on dirt.
You wanted the best. You got them for a rest.
DIRTVision is home to the greatest shows on dirt.
Tonight is all about that iconic number 83 that you see on your screen right there as we honor one of the most prolific sprint cars and one of the most prolific sprint car owners the sport has ever seen. It's the Dennis Roth Classic live on DIRTVision from Tulare, California's Thunderbowl Raceway. Welcome in everyone to DIRTVision's live coverage of the Dennis Roth Classic. My name is Connor Wade. Tulare Thunderbowl Raceway might be a little bit juiced up tonight after a lot of rain yesterday. Expect one of those famous Tulare cushions to form just over my shoulders by the end of the night. However, today, a much different picture weather-wise than what we were dealing with yesterday after the rain out. 82 degrees, 9-mile-per-hour breeze, sunny and clear skies here on Saturday afternoon. A beautiful night for racing and a beautiful night to hand out $83,000 to whoever beats the best of the best with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series here this evening. We have got a lot of storylines to talk about throughout DIRTVision pre-race coverage, but before we talk more about tonight, let's go back to 1 week ago, Paris Auto Speedway in Southern California. The whole night at Paris was highlighted by battles between David Gravel and Bill Baylog. After Baylog got the best of Gravel in both the heat race and the dash, the two found themselves on the front row of the feature. Could the North Pole Nightmare finally hold off the champ? Let's find out.
The SoCal Showdown is green at Paris Auto Speedway. Baylog with the jump leads into turn one. David Gravel second, DJ Neto and Buddy Kofoid side by side for third, and now Neto coming after Gravel has to get on the binders hard there. That sends Kofoid up the racetrack. Bill Baylog will lead the opening lap at Paris Auto Speedway. Kofoid jumps up to the cushion in 3 and 4, comes after DJ Neto for third. Neto gets the front wheels up off the ground, and that allows Kofoid to make the pass. Mariah E. just in front of them. The traffic is now thick for your race leader as he tries to split Helsel and Hampton now around the outside of Ede. Not quite able to get in the third car, but able to split two drivers into corners 1 and 2. Buddy Kofoid to the inside of 1 and 2, pulls even with the defending World of Outlaws champion. Gravel able to fend off that challenge for the moment. Here's Kofoid again looking low. Gravel is low to protect that line through corners 3 and 4. Caution on the speedway. Car slowing. It is the 41 of Carson Macedo off the pace. Flat right rear tire on the number 41. We go green again. Baylog leads and Kofoid to the inside of David Gravel looking for second. Buddy Kofoid second in a 1 and 2. Gravel trying to power back around him on the outside, but unsuccessful in that attempt. Gravel now diamonds off the corner, looks to the inside of Buddy Kofoid. Kofoid tries to get downstairs to slam the door, but David Gravel makes the pass, reclaims second in turns 1 and 2. And now more problems for the 41, a big problem on the front straightaway. A look at the DIRTVision replay from the speed camera on the front stretch. You can see the car up in smoke. Buddy Kofoid to the top side in 3 and 4, trying to close the gap between himself and the Big Game Motorsports number 2. They'll race for second into turn 1. Gravel has the low side wired. Garrett Williamson in contention there as well in car number 23. Bill Baylog to the inside of Zach Hampton. Can't quite clear there. Does David Gravel have a chance at the final set of turns? Baylog low, drifts high. Gravel is right there with him out of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Bill Baylog hangs on for career win number 4 with the World of Outlaws.
Good stuff between Bill Baylog and David Gravel. It's Baylog's third Outlaw win of the season. We talked about him to kick off our Wade's World here this evening. We might need to think about for a couple of weeks every September changing Bill Baylog's nickname from the North Pole Nightmare to the West Coast Nightmare. Before becoming a full-time Outlaw, Baylog had not raced in California a ton, let alone in his own equipment. Came out here last year and had a couple of solid top 10 finishes. Showed up at Bakersfield last Friday night, knocked away another top 10 after making the dash. And then at Paris, he was obviously, as David Gravel said after the race, in his own lead, beating the defending series champion in both the heat race, the dash, and the feature. Took off great on the starts and got through lap traffic very well to seal the deal over David Gravel and get that win. Ever since becoming an Outlaw, Baylog has progressed to a feature-winning car here in California.
Yeah, we're just feeling good. The HP engine, the things that we've done to it seem to work really well. We probably have maybe just a little bit, you know, we just have something that takes off really good, races really good. I'm very happy with it. I've just been, you know, like I said, just very happy with how that's all been going with Tim at HP. Yeah, I think XXX chassis, we got a huge window to work with, so even when I screw it up a little, I think we're kind of still in the ballpark. And I think that's part of it, is just learning the different racetracks around the regions, and, you know, just putting that all in your memory and in your notebook, learning. Yeah, it's just all part of it. Maybe that's something that I've always kept up with really good, is my notebook and trying to store as much in my memory as I can. And it's taken me many, many years to start to try to figure this out a little bit. So definitely not there yet, but we have a pretty good understanding of what's going on with these cars now. And I wish I was about 15 years younger.
Baylog looking for more success in California here at Tulare this evening with $83,000 on the line. Great to be here once again for the Dennis Roth Classic. The 4th time this event has been held, the 2nd under sanction by the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Dennis Roth, one of the most successful car owners in the history of sprint car racing. We've seen his Roth Motorsports 83 on the Outlaw Tour and racing here throughout the state of California for many, many years, and we've often seen it in Victory Lane. It's an incredible list of 64 talented drivers that have driven that Roth Motorsports 83, and it's history. Just some of their wins, 125 with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Let's look back at the memory book and some of those big wins for Dennis Roth. Let's start with possibly the biggest win in Dennis's career as a car owner. It was by Danny Lasowski just a couple of months after Danny got Roth his first Outlaw win in New York. He did it in the biggest sprint car race in the country. That was the Knoxville Nationals back in 1998, one of the many Nationals wins in the career of Danny Lasowski. In terms of more recent successes, 2024, they win the Rookie of the Year award with the Outlaws with Buddy Kofoid. They're fourth in points, tying the record for highest finish in points by a rookie. And then this year, back-to-back High Bank Nationals wins. This one worth $250,000. Everybody remember the success Buddy had at Huset's earlier on this season. Kofoid, in fact, now an 11-time winner with the Outlaws this season after a win last Friday night. And tonight, Buddy Kofoid has the responsibility of trying to get the Roth 83 in victory lane at the Dennis Roth Classic.
You know, growing up here, I watched Tim Kading tear up the West Coast in their car for forever, and Kyle Hurst got to race against Hurst for a while, and they're always the best, one of the best local cars, and obviously one of the best on the national tour for a long time, longer than I've been around. So I've learned to appreciate the history and where people have come from and the people that have made sprint car racing what it is today before me. And Dennis is certainly one of the highest guys on that list for sure, and him and Teresa, obviously, but you know, honoring him today means a lot. To do it in the Roth car, a car that I watched for a long time before I ever got into sprint car, is really surreal. You know, to me, it kind of came full circle to drive for them on a national tour and to be on the World of Outlaw Tour as the first time actually driving for a team from California with a California driver. I think's special, and just really humbled to be that guy right now.
Certainly would be iconic if Buddy Kofoid could get a win in that 83 and take home that $83,000 payday. Here at the Dennis Roth Classic, I mentioned the second time the Outlaws have sanctioned this event. You're currently hearing 305 Sprint Cars Hot Lap behind me. The World of Outlaws on track for hot laps in just about 8 minutes or so. But one thing that we want to show you here as a part of our pre-race coverage is a segment with last year's Dennis Roth Classic winner Carson Macedo. When Macedo won that Dennis Roth Classic, he got a lot of meat courtesy of Beef Packers, Dennis's business that he started many years ago. Took home a lot of ribeyes, New York strips, and tri-tips, and that means that Carson had to get pretty good on the grill. How good? Well, we caught up with him earlier this week to find out. All right, everyone, today we're with 2024 Dennis Roth Classic champion Carson Macedo at his house, and Carson is going to whip up some magic for us. So I understand that last year whenever you won the Dennis Roth and you won all that meat, it kind of ignited a new hobby for you in grilling, right?
Yeah, I've always been like a pretty big fan of grilling, but getting that much meat at one time, I had to feed a lot of people, and I wanted it to be good and I wanted it to taste good.
So what we've got here are 4 Beef Packers ribeyes straight from the Roth Cattle Farm right here in Central California. Obviously the key to any good steak is how you prep it and how you season it. So before we let you get into it, just kind of give us a general overview of how we're going to prep these things.
So I got some Worcestershire sauce here that we use just as a binder. We'll cover them with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, season them up. We've got a few different seasonings here, and the goal is to, I don't know, just give us a few different options to try with different seasonings, and I think they'll turn out really good.
All right, let's get right into it.
Okay. All right, we'll get a little Worcestershire sauce on there. It doesn't take a lot, just enough to kind of get it covered so that the seasoning sticks to something. Let's season these bad boys up. We'll start with the Kinder's blend. This is kind of your traditional salt, pepper, garlic. These ribeyes are cut a little bit on the thicker side, so we'll probably just give it a quick pat just to get that seasoning in there. We'll do a little bit more seasoning than normal just because they're a little on the thicker side, like I said. And that bad boy is kind of ready to go on the grill. Okay, next on the list here is some Terry Black's beef dry rub. I did a brisket a few days ago and it turned out amazing. If you haven't been to Terry Black's in Austin, Texas, it's one of the best barbecue joints I've ever been to in my life. Not exactly sure how it's gonna go on a steak, but I do think that it'll yield some pretty good results. Okay, we got some Jolly Rogers jalapeno garlic black rub. This is in tribute to the Tarleton 21 team. Obviously grew up racing for them out west, and everything they've got's black, so we're gonna make one of the steaks black too. It's actually really good too, jalapeno garlic. Those two things go pretty nice together. For this last one, we're gonna go back to a little bit more of a traditional steak rub. Blanco, it's new seasoning from Meat Church. I feel like it's just a very high salt content rub. And a lot of the times for people that love steak, salt is kind of the key, the secret to making a really good steak. So we'll finish off with this one, and it'll give us a fourth option to taste test and sample. All right guys, so as you can see, I've got quite a lineup of grills here, a lot of options. We got a Traeger, it's kind of set up for smoking. We've got the Blackstone here, which is more so for like breakfast or anything you want to do kind of on like a flat top grill. And then this is just like a standard traditional Weber grill, good for searing and making steaks have a nice char on them. All right, well, we've got our seasoning sweat in. Everything's looking pretty good, and they've had enough time to kind of get to room temp. Our grill is pretty close here. It looks like it's at 212, which is about what we want to go on with. We'll get them on the Traeger here and get them warmed up. All right, we're gonna check these. I'm hoping for about 100 degrees Fahrenheit internal, and that's kind of perfect to be able to get them on the grill and start searing. So get her open here. See the smoke rolling. Take on a little smoke, which is good. I think that's good for flavor. And there we are, 102 on that guy. 98 degrees, pretty close. 95. And ooh, that one's, we got a little deep. 100. So I'd say that's pretty good. Let's get them on the grill and get them seared up. This is a different method. The reverse sear, I just feel like it kind of locks the flavor in. So a couple of these are done. You can see they got a nice sear on them. You can see that crust is looking really nice.
I wish people watching this could smell what we're smelling right now, because it smells phenomenal.
Usually when it smells good, it tastes good. And we're gonna cut into these ribeyes and give them a little taste here. So we'll see how they look. Let's get a cut into them. Now look at that. That's a pretty good looking steak there. We got, medium, maybe even a little bit medium well. That's a pretty nice color there.
Heck, I'll just take those pieces.
That's pretty good.
It's literally a mix between brisket and ribeye.
I think this one might be my favorite. Just the simple. I mean, there's a reason that Texas barbecue is Texas barbecue.
Exactly.
Salt, pepper, garlic.
Well, you put that one, I mean, they're all good. I'm actually gonna go with the wild card as my favorite. The brisket. Wow. Just love the flavor that you get out of that. So good call on that. Not a lot of people would think to do that, but you obviously know what the hell you're doing.
Well, something different, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta try new things. You surprise yourself when they work out. Get a little bit of Stroff juice in there. Man, can't beat a good
phenomenal. You know what you're doing. Not only are you a good race car driver, you're a pretty damn good cook.
I appreciate that, thank you, yeah. Ribeye's good. It's hard to mess up a good ribeye.
Something to keep in the back of your mind is the fact that Carson Macedo has won his last 3 races here at Tulare. In addition to the Dennis Roth Classic last season, he won with the USAC Midgets and a 360 race here at the end of last season, looking for another $83,000 payday here this evening. Our last Wayne's World point this evening. Silly season has been really interesting the last couple of weeks and months in sprint car racing, and a couple of more news updates this week. To start with what came out yesterday, Donnie Schatz, once he finishes his tenure with Paul Silva in the Works Limited W car, he will join a partnership between Jason Sides and Seb Elliker from JBI Group to finish the rest of the 2025 season with the World of Outlaws. It'll be a blue and white Sides Motorsports / JBI number 15 that will debut next weekend in Ohio. Schatz will then run that car at the National Open all the way through the World Finals in November. Groundbreaking news earlier this week, Rico Abreu is going to join Tony Stewart for Macadamian Racing beginning in 2026. He'll take crew chief Ricky Warner with him back to Tony Stewart Racing. A lot of thoughts on that throughout social media and even on Pitbull on DIRTVision earlier this week. So that's going to be something heavily talked about going into next year. Well, that leaves Kerry Madsen focused on getting TSR back into victory lane for the rest of 2025. His plans for next season are unknown. Could we see Madsen back full-time with the World of Outlaws like we saw towards the end of this season, or go back to a true outlaw schedule like we've seen years previous, including early on this season? And just a couple other TBDs to keep in the back of your mind. Sheldon Hansfield a couple of weeks ago announcing he was leaving Stenhouse Junior Marshall Racing. Still has not announced where he plans to race in 2026, and Stenhouse Junior Marshall Racing also has not announced who they plan to have in the NOS Energy Drink number 17 next year. And keep KCP Racing in the back of your mind. parted ways with Gio Scelzi after Gio left the team during the Kings Royal Week. Emerson Axum jumped in the car for the rest of the year and is still in that machine. Will Axum be back in that car full-time next season? Will he go back to the family car? And could somebody else hop in that 18? All stories that we're going to continue to talk about throughout the rest of 2025 and maybe even into the early days of 2026. It's hot lap time now as we're just a few moments away from getting the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series on track for hot laps. As we have cars pushing on track, we get things up to the Hall of Fame voice of the Outlaws, John Gibson, to get the Dennis Roth underway.
Thank you so much, Connor Wade. First of 5 Wedge High Performance Karts practice sessions on the Speedway, rolling through turns 3 and 4. Driving car number 15, the CarQuest Curb Martin One Source Elliott's Custom Trailers and Karts entry. The driver out of St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, is the Madman, Kerry Madsen. Rolling in corner number 1 from Fresno, California, the Tarleton & Son, Arden General Bandy & Associates, 121 of Caden Steele. And making his way out of turn 4 and down the front stretch. From Redding, California, the MidtreeConstruction.com, Shasta Realty Group, Steve Manning Construction, J1S7 Suspension, number 2XM of Max Mittree. Car number 18, the Royal Flooring Bobcat Concrete Supply JMT Trucking entry. Driver out of Franklin, Indiana, is Emerson Axum. And the defending World of Outlaws champion, the current series points leader from Watertown, Connecticut, driving the shop, Houston's.com, Houston Speedway, Billionauto.com, Prosper Real Estate Investments, JRC Transportation, number 2, David Gravel. Winner of last year's Dennis Roth Classic from Lemoore, California in the All By Your Alternative MVT, Tarleton & Son, Sage Family, Scott Boyd Family, Complete Parts and Equipment Solutions, number 41, Carson Macedo. And from Jacksonville, Oregon, behind the wheel of the Legacy Motor Supply, Shane DeWall Trucking, Orville Tax, Sisters Meat and Smokehouse, Lentz Machinery, number 18T, Tanner Holmes. And one of 7 World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year contenders in 2025 from Indianapolis, Indiana, driving the C&D Rigging, Massey Valley Transportation, Glenn Stiers Racing, Steve Beitler Yacht Charters, Hellraiser Jacks, number 6, Zach Hampton. First of 5 Wedge High Performance Karts practice sessions for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series.
All my life I've been searching for something never comes, never leads to my head. Nothing satisfies, but I'm getting closer to the prize at the end of the rope. All night long, dreaming of the day when it comes around instead of the way. Leaves me with the feeling that I think I'm most, feeling that kind of life when I see your ghost.
Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 1 is underway at Thunderbowl Raceway. And lap times beginning to appear on our screen here in the booth. Tanner Holmes at a 14.673. Caden Steele 14.9. Now Carson Macedo goes 14.4. Kerry Madsen a 14.1. We are closing in on 13-second laps here early on. Zach Hampton now second at a 14.238. David Gravel now the first into the 13s, and it's mid-13s at a 13.578. Caden Steele with a 13.8. Kerry Madsen just went a 13.760 as we get set to wave the white flag on Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 1. Carson Macedo a little bit quicker. He's into the 13-second bracket now at a 13.963. David Gravel even quicker at a 13.496. Emerson Axum now to the 3rd spot at a 13.839. Tanner Holmes now 4th as the checkered flag waves, and we conclude Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 1, fastest driver in that group. David Gravel in car number 2 at a 13.496. Kerry Madsen second quick 13.760. Emerson Axum third at a 13.839. Tanner Holmes 4th, and Caden Steele rounding out the top 5 in the first of 5 Wedge High Performance Karts practice sessions. Drivers now making their way trackside for Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 2. First out from Overland Park, Kansas in the snow racing, Gary Silver Ranches, Moose's LZ Bar and Grill, Triple X Factory Cane Shocks, number 17S Jace Park. And from Rio Osa, California, the Hamilton Racing, Tyner Hurst Enterprises, Lippert Construction, Dan Ewart Sales, Brad Scadden Designs, number 21L Landon Brooks. And from Clovis, California, aboard the Gary Silver Ranches, JB Pritzley Incorporated, Smith Titanium, Mid-Valley Financial, number 10, Dominic Gordon. From Susan City, California, piloting the Bushy Financial, CNH Motor Parts, Sierra Single Ply, Quick Change Liquid Energy, number X1, Chance Grasty. And from Templeton, California, driving the David Crye General Engineering, Woodland Auto Display, ShopCaleb.com, MP Environmental, number 3, Caleb Montgomery. From Fresno, California, aboard the Pacific Boring, FK Rod Ends, M&L Plumbing, MedTech, number 14, it's Mariah Eade. And the 10-time World of Outlaws champion from Fargo, North Dakota, behind the wheel of the Works Limited JVI Group, Gateway Chevrolet, Smith Titanium, Factory Cane Shocks, W, Donnie Schatz. World of Outlaws leading Rookie of the Year contender from Columbia, Missouri, the SNS Nationwide, CSC Group, LRI, Eagle Stop, Missouri Games Impact Signs, Abbott Telecom, number 23 of Garrett Williamson. Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 2 for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series.
So hard living with the things you do to me.
Green flag conditions for Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 2. David Gravel was the fastest in the first group with that 13.496. We'll see if we get close to that number here in the second session. Garrett Williamson in the 13s at a 13.912. Donnie Schatz, second fastest in this session, 9th quick overall, but now Caleb Montgomery into the 13s at a 13.996. Checkered flag waving. Fastest in Wedge High Performance Karts practice session at number 2. 6th quickest overall, Garrett Williamson in car number 23. Williamson turning lap of 13.912 seconds. Garrett the only driver in our second practice session to turn laps in the 13-second bracket. David Gravel is still quickest overall with that 13.496. Kerry Madsen and Emerson Axum your top 3 as we get set to roll cars toward the speedway for Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 3. First out from Lebanon, Indiana, in the Tarleton & Son Executive Auto Sales, American Rock and Rambandy and Associates, Durst Family, number 21, Spencer Baston. And from Lemoore, California, driving the Monarch Ford, Dawson Model and Construction, Crown Limo, Justice Brothers, Keith Day Company, number 2K, Gage Garcia. From Visalia, California, aboard the Redline Welding and Construction, King Racing Products, Morrison Engine, Smith Titanium, number 45, Corey Eliason. And from Clayton, California, the Dryco Construction, Melrose Powder Coating, Walnut Creek Automotive, Fast 4 Media, number 88A of Joey Ancona. From Hollister, California, in the NOS Energy Drink Inland Rigging, MPE Woodland Auto Display, number 73, Ryan Bernal. And another World of Outlaws rookie contender from Canton, Illinois, in the NOS Energy Drink King Racing Products, Jim Shooknecht, High Performance Lubricants, Phillips and Tosco Developers, number 7S, Chris Wyndham. Another World of Outlaws rookie from Bradenton, Florida, driving the Tub and Tiles Amalie Oil, USA Steel Fence, Autoloads.com, number 28M, Connor Morrell. We get set to go green on Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 3. Green and go for our third Wedge High Performance Karts practice session at Thunderbowl Raceway. Ryan Bernal with a 14.138, quickest so far in this group, but Spencer Baston into the top 5 overall. Baston just turned to 13.867. Corey Eliason, 13.973. Chris Windham down into the 13s at a 13.927. Eliason now into the 6th spot at a 13.879. We wave the caution flag to wrap up Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 3. Fastest driver in that practice session. 5th quickest overall in warm-up so far. The 21 of Spencer Baston, turning a lap of 13.867 seconds. Corey Eliason went 13.879. Chris Windham at a 13.927. 2 more Wedge High Performance Karts practice sessions remain as we get set to roll the drivers in group number 4 toward the speedway. Out first from Hanford, California in the Netto Ag, Penny Newman Grain, Netto West Farming, Vanderpool Petroleum, Smith Titanium, number 88, and it's DJ Netto. Feature winner last week at Paris Auto Speedway from Heartland, Wisconsin, the Alaskan native driving the Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, Honest Abe Roofing, Rocky Rococo of Sheboygan, number 17B, the North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog. Another World of Outlaws rookie from Lemoore, California, driving the 2C Racing Outlaw Wings Durst, Wedge High Performance Karts, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, number 2C, Carson Macedo. And yet another rookie contender with the greatest show on dirt from Leduc, Alberta, Canada. Driving the Warrior Building Development, Building Packages Direct, Nelson Brothers Construction, Pack Rat Dumpsters, number 99, Skylar G. In the throwback car this evening from Fresno, California, driving the Red Rose Transportation, Selzy Enterprises, Redline Oil, Whipple Industries, number 41S, Dominic Selzy. And from Clovis, California, driving the Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, SenCal, driven to save lives, number 14 BC, it's Corey Day. Making his way through turns 3 and 4 from Campbell, California, the Alviso Rock Williams Roofing, DF Rios Motorsports, Electric Construction Company, Hamilton Racing, number 29 of Bud Kading. Fourth of 5 Wedge High Performance Karts practice sessions for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Caution on the speedway for Corey Day, who was off the pace on the backstretch. Corey Day with an issue in the 14 BC just after we waved the green flag on practice session number 4. And they are already requesting the wrecker to the back end of the 14 BC. We want to welcome in our color commentator this evening, who will be providing a very unique perspective, because not only is he joining me here in the booth for color commentary, he's actually racing a 305. Cohen Shaw in the booth with us here this evening on our DIRTVision coverage. And Cohen, you were just out there a little early. We had rain here yesterday, and we know what the Thunderbowl Raceway can be like. What's it like from your perspective early on this evening?
So we were just out there for the 305 session.
When we were just out there for the 305 session, we were hammered down there and got to the top of the grandstands to watch the end of Group 1 for the Outlaws, and track's already starting to go away into Turn 3, and a little bit on Turn 2, kind of where the sun was beating down on the track, and definitely changed quite a bit since I was out there. So it's going to change some more as we run our heats after the Outlaw heats, and definitely going to keep our eyes on the track and make some changes accordingly.
So as a driver, you go out for practice, they wave the green flag, and immediately you've got an issue. You can see them hooking up to the back end of the 14 BC. What does that do for the rest of your evening?
With someone like Corey Day, a lot of experience, depends how much damage is on there. It looked like a torsion stop might have came off and set that thing on the right rear, and saw some rear axle damage from where it scraped up there. But someone like Corey Day, I don't think this affects him too much. If anything, just adds fuel to the fire, and he's going to want to come back out here for qualifying and really rip a lap off.
Now, he'll come out for qualifying, obviously, without probably having any laps during warm-ups. What does that do as far as the strategy for qualifying is concerned?
With his team, probably setting up the car, just keeping an eye on the track extra carefully because he's got no laps on there, like you said. Barely got maybe half a lap there, and not too much to be able to tell what the car is going to do. So, yeah, I know Corey will be ready, and his team will be extra ready there.
We're going back under green flag conditions in Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 4. We watch Rookie of the Year contender Cole Macedo wrestle the 2C around the Thunderbowl Raceway. And he goes second fastest in warm-ups. Cole Macedo just turned a 13.5. Now Skylar G at a 13.529. Track faster now in practice session number 4. Dominic Selzy into the top 5. Bud Kading 6th quick. Dominic Selzy, 4th fastest. Checkered flag waving on Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 4. Skylar G, the fastest in that grouping. He is now 2nd quickest overall to 13.529. David Gravel still fastest, G 2nd. Cole Macedo 3rd. Dominic Selzy 4th. Kerry Madsen 5th. We get downstairs to Connor Wade.
Yeah, I got a peek at the Corey Dade car sitting on the back straightaway there in the middle of that hot lap session, as we saw. Right rear shock had come off the bird cage, and the right rear torsion arm was just hanging off the bottom of the rear end of that 14. So nothing too crazy, probably just a couple things that need to reattach to get him out to qualify.
Thank you, Connor. First driver on the speedway for our final Wedge High Performance Karts practice session. Coming to us from Oakley, California. Driving the trackside, Gardner Heat Treating, Bowman and Sons Trucking, Gary Silver Ranch's number 33. That is Dylan Bloomfield. And from San Jose, California, driving the Amatco Disposal, Swimming Pool Perfections, Caps Powder Coating, number 0, Tim Kading. From Hanover, Pennsylvania, in the Tridene Duramax Federated Auto Parts C&D Rigging Shark Racing, number 1, S. Logan Schuhart. And from Fremont, California, in the NOS Energy Drink Matt Wood Racing, Southern Pacific Farms MV Drywall, number 17, W. Shane Golobic. From Pengrove, California, the Toyota Racing Development Mobile One Roth Motorsports Roth Enterprises HR Livestock Transportation number 83, Buddy Kofoid. And another World of Outlaws rookie from Sikeston, Missouri, driving the TK Concrete, Maxim Trucking, Logan Contractor Supply, Zip Bond Smokers, Choice Cigar Bar, Inland Rigging number 55, Hunter Schurenberg. And rolling onto the backstretch down from Worcester, Ohio, aboard the NOS Energy Drink West Tennessee Expediting Frozen Farmer Maximal Oil number 17, Sheldon Hodenshield. Final Wedge High Performance Karts practice session of the evening for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. We wave the green flag on the evening's final practice session. Skylar G closest to David Gravel when it came in the last session. He turned a 13.529, looking to eclipse Gravel's 13.496 from Wedge High Performance Karts practice session number 1. Logan Schuhart into the top 5, now surpassed by Sheldon Hodenshield. Sheldon just turned a 13.628. Buddy Kofoid now 4th quickest overall, 13.542. Buddy Kofoid now fastest in warm-ups at a 13.463. That will conclude Wedge High Performance Karts practice. The fastest driver in the final session and fastest overall in warm-ups, the number 83 of Buddy Kofoid. His lap time, 13.463 seconds. David Gravel, 2nd quick, 13.496. Skylar G, 3rd. Cole Macedo, 4th. Dominic Selzy, 5th fastest. Sheldon Hodenshield in the 6th spot. Logan Schuhart, 7th. Shane Golobic, 8th. Hunter Schurenberg, 9th. And Kerry Madsen rounds out the top 5 as we get set for our Honest Abe Roofing qualifying session. One car at a time on the speedway, 2 consecutive laps on the clock. Faster of those 2 laps scored as that driver's official qualifying time. For tonight's race program, we use the Honest Abe Roofing qualifying times to line up our heat races this evening, as well as for the front row of the Microlite Last Chance Showdown. Track record here at Thunderbowl Raceway, 12.582, set by Brad Sweet in March of 2015. Cohen Shaw, we had drivers in the first and last practice sessions, first and second overall in practice speeds. As a driver who maybe draws a late number, do you find this encouraging?
Definitely.
Little technical difficulty here. We'll get that worked out for Cohen. In the meantime, first Honest Abe Roofing qualifier on the speedway from Franklin, Indiana, the Royal Flooring Bobcat Concrete Supply JMT truck number 18, Emerson Axum. Emerson Axum in the number 18, 22nd last year in midget competition. His only previous appearance here at the Thunderbowl Raceway. His opening lap time will be a 13.693, 136.93. Axum, an all-star winner at Eldora earlier this year. 41 World of Outlaws starts to his credit this season. Best finished third at Lawton, Oklahoma. Second lap time for Axum, faster at a 13.476, 13476. Next to take to the speedway from Redding, California, to MidtreeConstruction.com, Shasta Realty Group, Steve Manning Construction, J1S7 Suspension, 2XM, it's Max Mitry. Max Mitry in car number 2XM. 11 career appearances here at Tulare, but the most recent coming 3 years ago. Lap 1 for Max Mitry is a 13.847, 13847. Fourth at Willamette, Oregon, the best of his 23 410 sprint car starts in 2025. Second time around for Max Mitry, goes quicker at a 13.790, 13790. Up next, the rookie contender out of Indianapolis, C&D Rigging, Massey Valley Transportation, Glenn Stires Racing, Steve Butler Yacht Charters, Hellraiser Jacks, number 6 of Zach Hampton. Zach Hampton making his Thunderbowl Raceway debut this evening in the number 6. First lap time for Hampton, second quick, 13.670, 13670. Zach Hampton enters the Dennis Roth Classic, sitting 12th in the World of Outlaws point standings, 1 top 5 and 6 top 10s to his credit. Second lap time is a 13.774. First lap official at 13.670, and the defending Dennis Roth Classic winner on the speedway now from Lemoore, California, the All-Ball Your Alternative MVT, Tarleton & Son, Sage Family, Scott Boyd Family, Complete Parts and Equipment Solutions, number 41, Carson Macedo. Carson Macedo in the number 41. That victory last year, the best of his 12 World of Outlaws starts here at Thunderbowl. Lap 1, quick time! 13.288, 13288 on lap 1 for Carson Macedo. Macedo victorious here in 360 action back in 2021. Second time around for Carson Macedo is a 13.421, but the first lap, 13.288, fastest so far in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Rolling out next from Jacksonville, Oregon, in the Legacy Motor Supply, Shane DeWalt Trucking, Warville Tax, Sisters Meat and Smokehouse, Lentz Machinery, number 18T, Tanner Holmes. Tanner Holmes in the 18T. 20th and 8th in Microlite Last Chance Showdown action last year here at Thunderbowl Raceway with the World of Outlaws. Lap 1, fourth quick, 13.718, 13718. Picked up the NARC feature win here on May 17th for a career best here at the Thunderbowl Raceway. A 2-time 360 winner this season, second time by for Tanner Holmes, goes third quick at a 13.592, 13592. And that brings us to the defending World of Outlaws champion, the current points leader from Watertown, Connecticut. The shop, Houston's.com, Houston Speedway, BillionAuto.com, Prosper Real Estate Investments, JRC Transportation, number 2 of David Gravel. David Gravel in car number 2 won the first night of last year's Dennis Roth Classic, giving him 3 victories overall and 15 World of Outlaws starts here. Lap 1 for Gravel, quick time! 13.172, 13172. Leading the World of Outlaws point standings, leading the series in victories with 13 on the season as well. Second lap time, faster at a 13.157, 13157. Next to make his way to the green flag from Fresno, California, driving the Tarleton & Son, Arden General Bandy and Associates, number 121, Caden Steele. Caden Steele in the number 121. Steele 7th and 13th in Microlite Last Chance Showdowns here with the World of Outlaws last year. First time by this evening is a 13.528, 13528. That is fourth quickest. picked up a NARC feature win on May 17th for his career best finish in 29 appearances at Thunderbowl Raceway. Second time around for Caden Steele is third quick at a 13, 4:32, 1:34, 3:2. Next to hit the speedway from St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, in the CarQuest Curb Martin One Source Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts number 15, the Madman, Kerry Manson. Kerry Manson in car number 15. He's been fourth here on 2 occasions in his 17 World of Outlaws starts at Thunderbowl Raceway, the most recent of which came 3 years ago. First time by for the Madman. Third quick at a 13, 4:29, 1:34, 2:9. Second twice this year with the World of Outlaws, picked up a feature win at Jackson Motorplex in Jackson, Minnesota. Second time by for the Madman is faster. It is still third quickest at a 13, 4:22, 1:34, 2:2. Making his way out next from Rio Oso, California, the Hamilton Racing, Tyler Hurst Enterprises, Lippert Construction, Danny Orts Sales, Brad Skadden Designs, number 21L, Landon Brooks. Landon Brooks in 21L, 14th and 12th in feature action last year with the World of Outlaws here at Thunderbowl Raceway. Career best finish here, second in a Trophy Cup prelim. First time by for Landon Brooks is a 13, 7:46, 1:37.46. Picked up a victory in 360 action earlier this season at the Placerville Speedway. Second lap time for Landon Brooks is better. It is sixth quick at a 13, 5:60, 1:13, 5:61. World of Outlaws leading contender for the Kevin Gobrecht Award for Rookie of the Year honors from Columbia, Missouri. The SNS Nationwide CSC Group LRI Eagle Stop Missouri Games Impact Signs Abbott Telecom. Number 23, Garrett Williamson. Garrett Williamson in the 23, 5th in the Microlight Last Chance Showdown on night 1, 9th in the feature on night 2 here last year. First time by for Garrett Williamson. Third quick at a 13, 3:39, 1:3, 3:39. Williamson 8th in the point standings, 5 top 5 finishes, 22 top 10s. Second time around for Garrett Williamson is faster. It is still third in the order at a 13, 3:23, 1:3, 3:23. Next to make his way out from Susan City, California, the Bushy Financial, CNH Motor Parts, Sierra Single Ply, Quick Change Liquid Energy, X1, Chance Grasty. Chance Grasty in car X1. 14 410 sprint car starts this season. Best finish second up at the Silver Dollar Speedway. Opening lap time for Chance Grasty is a 14:2:02, 1:42:02. A 3-time winner in 360 action this season. Stockton, Petaluma, and Placerville, the sites of those victories. Second lap time for Chance Grasty, 7th quick at a 13, 4:94, 1:3, 4:94. Rolling out next from Overland Park, Kansas, driving the snow racing, Gary Silver Ranch's Moose's Elsie Bar and Grill, Triple X Factory Cane Shocks 17S. Here's Chase Park. Chase Park in the 17S. 10th in a Microlight Last Chance Showdown here on August 15th, his only previous appearance at the Thunderbowl Raceway. Lap 1 is a 14:4:02, 1:44:02. He's raced with the World of Outlaws 4 times this season. Best finished 20th at the Cotton Bowl Raceway in Page, Texas. Second time by for Chase Park goes a little better at a 14:006, 1:40:06. Rolling toward the green flag now from Templeton, California, the David Cry General Engineering, Woodland Auto Display, ShopCaleb.com, MP Environmental, number 3, Caleb Montgomery. Caleb Montgomery in car number 3. He was 12th and 11th in World of Outlaws features here last season. That 11th place run his best in 4 appearances here with the greatest show on dirt. His first lap time this evening is 5th quick at a 13:4:27, 1:34:27. Best finish here this season, 7th on May 17th. 2 360 winged wins this year, a NARC victory at Santa Maria. Second lap time for Montgomery, 4th quick at a 13:363, 1:33:63. Next to make his way to the green flag in Honest Abe Roofing, qualifying from Clovis, California, driving the Gary Silver Ranches, JB Pridgley Incorporated, Smith Titanium, Mid-Valley Financial, number 10, Dominic Gordon. Dominic Gordon in car number 10. 17th on night 1 in the feature, 6th in the Microlight Last Chance Showdown here on night 2 last year. First lap time, 13:8:43, 1:38:43. A NARC feature win at Placerville, 360 wins at Placerville and at Ocean this season. Second lap time for Dominic Gordon is 11th quick at a 13:6:12, 1:36:12. The 10-time World of Outlaws champion qualifies now from Fargo, North Dakota, the Works Limited, JVI Group, Gateway Chevrolet, Smith Titanium, Factory Cane Shocks, W. Here's Donnie Schatz. Donnie Schatz in the W. Schatz, a 3-time feature winner here at Thunderbowl in the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. First time by this evening is 5th quick at a 13.409. Victories coming in 2005, 2007, and 2017. Tonight his 31st appearance at this racetrack. Second time around for Donnie Schatz. 4th quick at a 13.350. Rolling toward the green flag next from Fresno, California in the Pacific Boring FK Rod Ends M&L Plumbing MedTech. Number 14, it's Mariah Eade. Mariah Eade in car number 14. 3 starts here this season. Best finish 19th on May 17th. First lap for Mariah Eade is a 13.944, 13.944. 29.410 sprint car starts to her credit this season. Best finish 8th with the NARC Series at Petaluma. Second time by for Mariah Eade is a 13.939, 13.939. From Clayton, California, driving the Trico Construction, Melrose Powder Coating, Walnut Creek Automotive, Fast 4 Media number 88A, Joey Ancona. Joey Ancona in car number 88A. 21st in the feature on night 1 here last year, 15th in the Microlight Last Chance Showdown on night 2. First time by for Ancona is a 13.927, 13.927. Second here in 360 action in 2021. The best of his career here at the Thunderbowl Raceway. 4th here with the NARC Series on May 17th. His best 4:10 finish of the season. Second lap time is 12th quick at a 13.599, 13.599 for the 88A of Joey Ancona. Rolling toward the green flag now from Canton, Illinois, the NOS Energy Drink King Racing Products, Jim Shookneck, High Performance Lubricants, Phillips and Tosco Developers, number 7S. It's Chris Windham. Chris Windham in car number 7S. 2 career appearances here at the Thunderbowl Raceway. Best finish 8th with USAC back in 2010. His first time around this evening is 14th quick at a 13.656, 13.656. 9th in the series point standings, 4 top 5 finishes and 20 top 10s on the season. Second time by for Windham, a little bit better at a 13.645, 13.645. That is still 14th quickest. From Lebanon, Indiana, driving the Tarleton and Son Executive Auto Sales, American Rocket Rent Bandy and Associates, Durst Family, number 21, Spencer Baston. Spencer Baston in car number 21. Best World of Outlaws finish here, 4th back in 2022. Opening lap time for Baston. Second quick at a 13.246, 13.246. Baston second here on August 15th for his career best finish at Thunderbowl Raceway. Second time around for Spencer Baston is a 13.309 first lap, 13.246 second in the order of Honest Abe Roofing qualifying so far. Next driver onto the speedway from Visalia, California, the Red Line Welding and Construction, King Racing Products, Morrison Engine, Smith Titanium, number 45, Corey Eliasson. Corey Eliasson in car number 45, a second place finisher here with the World of Outlaws back in 2018, making his first World of Outlaws appearance here in 3 years. Opening lap for Eliasson is a 13.685, 13.685. Eliasson with 2 career Thunderbowl Raceway wins, including a preliminary in last year's Trophy Cup. Best World of Outlaws finish this year, 9th in Pevely, Missouri. Second lap time is better at a 13.564, 13.564. David Gravel quickest so far, Spencer Baston second, Carson Macedo third, Garrett Williamson fourth, and Donnie Schatz fifth. Next to take the green flag, the Rookie of the Year contender from Bradenton, Florida, in the Tub of Tiles Emily Oil, USA Steel Fence Autoloads.com, number 28M, Connor Morell. Connor Morell in car number 28M makes his Thunderbowl Raceway debut this weekend. First time around for Connor Morell is a 13.780, 13.780. Morell is 14th in the World of Outlaws point standings. He has 2 top 5 finishes this season. Bounces the car into turns 3 and 4. Second lap time for Connor Morell will be a 14.027. First lap, the quicker of the two, at a 13.780. Next to roll toward the green flag in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying from Hollister, California, the NOS Energy Drink Inland Rigging, MPE Woodland Auto Display, number 73 of Ryan Burnell. Ryan Burnell in car number 73. 15 career victories here at Thunderbowl, 14 of them of the non-wing variety and the 2017 Trophy Cup. Lap 1 for Burnell, 17th quick, 13.668, 13.668. 17 410 sprint car starts this season. Best finish second with Narc at Santa Maria. 3 Placerville non-wing 360 wins this year. Second lap time at a 13.705. First lap better at 13.668 seconds. Next to take the green flag from Lemoore, California, the Monarch Ford, Dawson Modeling Construction, Crown Limo, Justice Brothers, Keith Day Company, number 2K of Gage Garcia. Gage Garcia in the 2K. 13th in the Microlight Last Chance Showdown Night 1, 20th and feature on Night 2 here last year. Opening lap 13.90713.907. Garcia, a 360 winner here in 2023. His best in 25 career appearances here at Thunderbowl. Second lap time for Garcia is a little better at a 13.613, putting him 16th of the 23 Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers so far. Rolling toward the green flag now, rookie contender from Leduc, Alberta, Canada, the Warrior Building Development, Building Packages Direct, Nelson Brothers Construction, Pack Rat Dumpsters, number 99, Skylar G. Skylar G in car number 99. First lap time for Skylar G, 11th quick, 13.542, 13.542, making his first appearance here in 9 years. Finished 9th with the NARC Series back in 2016. Tonight his 5th career appearance here. Second lap time for Skylar G, up into the top 10. It's 9th quick at a 13.432, 13.432. World of Outlaws rookie contender from Lemoore, California. Behind the wheel of the 2C Racing Outlaw Wings, Durst Wedge, High Performance Karts, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels. Number 2C, Cole Macedo. Cole Macedo in car 2C. Only World of Outlaws starts here came last season when he was 23rd in 15 in feature events. First lap for Cole is 15th quick, 13.598, 13.598. Cole Macedo, a 360 winner here in Tulare back in 2023. That's his career best finish here. Second time around for Cole Macedo. Into the top 10, it's 10th quick at a 13.432, 13.432. We have 3 drivers that have turned that exact lap time, 13.432. In case you're wondering, we break the tie by the non-tied lap. So the other lap that's not tied is how we determine the tiebreakers there. And a problem for Bill Baylog as he heads back to the pit area. An issue for Bill Baylog in the 17B. David Gravel, quickest so far, 13.157. Spencer Baston, second. Carson Macedo, third. Garrett Williamson, fourth. And Donnie Schatz, fifth. Kayla Montgomery, currently sixth. Kerry Madsen, seventh. Caden Steele, eighth. Skylar G. and Cole Macedo completing the top 10. Next driver to make his way out for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying from Clovis, California. Driving the Sander Engineering, 4Cs Construction, Autry Plumbing, Sencal, driven to save lives, number 14 BC. Here's Corey Day. Corey Day in the 14 BC had that issue during our Wedge High Performance Karts practice sessions. He's a 3-time winner here at Tulare, including a victory on August 15th of this year. Lap 1 for Corey Day. He is 13th quick, 13.500, 13.500. Raced with the World of Outlaws here back in 2022. Failed to qualify for the feature either night. Some smoke now from that 14 BC. Second lap time in 7th fastest at a 13.379, 13.379. Corey Day, 7th quick smoke and all. From Campbell, California, the Alviso Rock Williams Roofing, DF Reyes Motorsports, Electric Construction Company, Hamilton Racing, number 29 of Bud Kading. Bud Kading in the number 29, 9th on 3 occasions. His best in 15 World of Outlaws starts at Thunderbowl Raceway, where he is a 13-time career winner. Opening lap for Bud Kading is a 13.860, 13.861. 2 victories this season at the Ocean Speedway, 1 in 360 action and 1 with the Northern Auto Racing Club. Second lap time for Bud Kading is better at a 13.781, 13.781. Next to hit the speedway from Hanford, California, the Netto Ag, Penny Newman Crane, Netto West Farming, Vanderpool Petroleum, Smith Titanium, number 88N. Here's DJ Netto. DJ Netto in car number 88N. 5th last year, the best of his 11 Thunderbowl Raceway appearances with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. First time around this evening. Goes 23rd quick at 13.695, 13.695. 5 career Thunderbowl Raceway victories, including 1 in a 360 here on May 17th. Second time around is 6th quick for DJ Netto at a 13.360, 13.361. From Fresno, California, the Red Rose Transportation, Selzy Enterprises, Redline Royal Whipple Industries, number 41S, Dominic Selzy. Dominic Scelzi in the 41S, 9th and 13th in features here last season with the World of Outlaws. Best World of Outlaws finish here, 4th in 2018. First time around this evening, 13th quick, 13.450, 213, 452. 11 wins overall here, 31 top 5 finishes in 89 career appearances. A 2-time winner this season in 360 action. Second lap time is a 13.694. First lap better at 13.452. And an issue for DJ Neto getting that 88N back to the pit area. So we'll take a quick break during Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Again, David Gravel quickest so far, 13.157. Spencer Baston second, 13.246. Carson Macedo third, Garrett Williamson fourth, and Donnie Schatz in fifth. And we get word now over the Racing Electronics World of Outlaws radio system. DJ Neto will require a record to get back to the pit area, so an issue for the 88N after going 6th quick. Cohen Shaw, you've been watching Honest Abe Roofing qualifying alongside me here. Looks like the track has stayed fairly consistent so far.
Yeah, definitely, with David Gravel and Carson Macedo going out early, and then you see runs like DJ Neto just put down, and he's 6th quick right now, and Corey Day with that issue. I feel like his second lap, if he would have, it kind of made a weird set going into turn 3. I think if he'd have had that a little better, it would have probably been fighting for 4th or 5th right there. So definitely a variety here, as I kind of expected, or I was going to predict that going out early, going out late, it doesn't seem to hurt you too bad here.
Donnie Schatz in the 5th spot so far in the Works Limited W. Tonight, his final night behind the wheel of that car. They've struggled in qualifying here over the first few nights, but again, seem to have found the setup here this evening for that W. We'll talk more about that in a second as we send it downstairs to Connor Wade.
Yeah, kind of an odd thing for DJ Neto. The steering box locked up whenever he pulled into the infield after qualifying, so unable to steer that car at the moment as he gets towed back to the pit area.
Thank you, Connor. Cohen Shaw, of course, Paul Silva, the very well thought of crew chief on that Works Limited W. And how long does it take to maybe gel with the crew chief and find something that works for both of you?
Someone like Donnie, when you get comfortable with the crew chief for a while, it might take a few nights, and that kind of seems to be what's happening here. Donnie, he hits Tulare, or sometimes it hits him sometimes, and right now he's definitely put himself in a good position here in qualifying.
So as the 88N rolls back to the pit area, we will get set to continue Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. And the next driver on to the speedway from Pengrove, California, the Toyota Racing Development Mobile 1 Roth Motorsports, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, number 83, Buddy Kofoid. Buddy Kofoid in the 83, 3rd and 2nd last year in his World of Outlaws debut here. The 2-time Trophy Cup preliminary winner, lap 1 for Kofoid. 9th quick, 13.406, 13.406. Kofoid currently sitting 2nd in the World of Outlaws point standings, 11 wins and 35 top 5s. Second time around for Buddy is better at a 13.384, 13.384. Next driver on the speedway from Worcester, Ohio, the NOS Energy Drink West Tennessee Expediting Frozen Farm and Maximum Oil, number 17, Sheldon Hodenshield. Sheldon Hodenshield in car number 17. 4th and 3rd here last year with that 3rd place run, equaling the best of his 9 appearances here with the World of Outlaws. First lap time for Sheldon is 23rd quick, 13.631, 13.631. And off the pace over in turn number 2 and headed to the infield, Sheldon Hodenshield with an issue on his 2nd Honest Abe Roofing qualifying lap. So the first time will be official at a 13.631. Six more drivers scheduled for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. The next of which comes to us from Fremont, California, driving the NOS Energy Drink Matt Wood Racing, Southern Pacific Farms MV Drywall, number 17W, Sugar Shane Golobic. Shane Golobic in the 17W, 10th and 5th in last year's World of Outlaws features here with that 5th place finish. His best in 6 World of Outlaws starts here. Lap 1 for Shane Golobic, 14th quick at a 13.444, 24 appearances in 410 action this season, second on 5 different occasions, 2 360 wins, 2 midget victories for Golobic in 2025, second lap time at a 13.604. His first lap was better at a 13.444. Rolling out now from San Jose, California, driving the Amatco Disposal Swimming Pool Perfections powder coating number 0, Tim Kading. Tim Kading in the number 0. 5 World of Outlaws victories in 26 starts here at Thunderbowl Raceway. Lap number 1 for TK is 24th quick at a 13.6, 26.13626. 19 wins overall here for Tim Kading. Best World of Outlaws finish this year, Fargo, North Dakota, a 6th place run. Second lap time for TK up to 22nd at a 13.609, 13.609. Rolling out now from Oakley, California in the trackside Gardner Heat Treating, Bowman & Sons Truck and Gary Silver Ranches, number 33, Dylan Bloomfield. Dylan Bloomfield in car number 33. Bloomfield, 15th in the Microlight Last Chance Showdown on night 1, 18th in the feature on night 2 here last year, his only appearance here with the World of Outlaws. First lap time for Dylan Bloomfield at a 14.820, and he's off the pace. So Dylan Bloomfield with a problem. His time will be official at a 14.820. Well, Cohen, it seems like here toward the end of Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, we're seeing drivers have problems.
Definitely. It looked like Sheldon bit the cushion in turn 1, knew that second lap wasn't going to top his first, so pulled off, and then Bloomfield having some new car issues there, it looks like.
Next driver to take the green flag from Hanover, Pennsylvania in the Trident Duramax C&D Rigging Federated Auto Parts Shark Racing 1S, Logan Schuhart. Logan Schuhart in car number 1S. Opening lap for Schuhart, 5th quick at a 13.329, 13.329. Second on the opening night of last year's Dennis Roth Classic. Equaled the best of his 13 World of Outlaws appearances here. The other one came in 2014. Second lap time for Logan Schuhart is a 13.359. First lap better at 13.329. Next to roll out, the Rookie of the Year contender from Sikeston, Missouri, then TK Concrete, Maxim Trucking, Logan Contractor Supply, Zip-On Smoker, Choice Cigar Bar, Inland Rigging, number 55, Hunter Schurenberg. Hunter Schurenberg in the 55. 6 career appearances here at Thunderbowl Raceway, best finish of 10th. Opening lap for Hunter Schurenberg is a 14.132.14132. Schurenberg 11th in the World of Outlaws point standings, 1 top 5 finish, 13 top 10. Second lap time for Hunter Schurenberg, better at a 13.611.13.611. That wraps up Honest Abe Roofing qualifying for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Tonight's Simpson Quick Time Award winner, taking home 10 pounds of New York State courtesy of Roth Motorsports, the number 2 of David Gravel at 13.157 seconds. Spencer Baston second quick at a 13.246. Carson Macedo third at a 13.288. Garen Williamson fourth quick. Logan Schuhart rounds out the top 5. Donnie Schatz in the 6th position. DJ Neto 7th fastest. Caleb Montgomery 8th. Corey Day 9th. And Buddy Kofoid rounding out the top 10. So issues for Bill Baylog. Baylog and crew changing the engine on the 17B right now, so that car in the box back in the pit area, and that makes things really, really tough, Cohen Shaw, because he's not going to have an Honest Abe Roofing qualifying lap.
Yeah, definitely putting Baylog behind the 8 ball here. He's going to have to dig himself out of a hole, and hopefully the fresh motor can really do it for him.
Legends of Kearney Thunderbowl making their way on, Legends of Kearney Bowl making their way onto the Speedway. Brad Kennedy with the call for you.
Thank you very much, Johnny Gibson. Legends of Kearney Bowl making their 3rd appearance of the 2025 season here at the Stone Chevrolet Thunderbowl Raceway. Joe Kirk, car number 21, rolls down the front straightaway. The yellow 61, car formerly driven by Howard Kading of Richard Stumphauser. And car number 61. Looks like the 45 of Ray Lawson also out on the speedway. Orange number 97 off of turn number 2 from Clovis. That's Adam Peter. Again, this is just an exhibition race here tonight here at the Tulare Thunderbowl. Guys just rolling around the speedway, having a good time. These are the cars that you got to see all throughout the country, especially here on the West Coast in the 60s and 70s super modifieds. Car number 54, that's Tim Hill, a home-built car that they've just recently built, giving it a spin tonight. Tyler Edwards and car number 21 also out there. So we'll get these guys a couple hot lap sessions here at the Thunderbowl Raceway for exhibition racing here tonight. The red number 22 rolling into turn number 1. That's Larry Nix from Sanger, the SBC engine, Sanger tire, Gowan Racing Engines back car. As we got them stacked up in 3 and 4, almost 3 wide off the exit of 4. Side by side down the front straightaway, the 21 of Joe Kirk. And the 97 of Adam Peter. Again, we race in memory with these drivers each and every time they hit the speedway, in memory of Kenny Takanucci, the voice of the Kearney Bull back in the day. Fun little battle up front for this little session for Legends of Kearney Bull between the 21 of Ray Kirk, the 97 of Adam Peter, and the 45 of Ray Lawson. These drivers rolling around the bottom, top, middle of the racetrack, your top 3 rolling around for this little exhibition race. Again, the 45 of Ray Lawson, the 21 of Joe Kirk, and Adam Peterson, car number 97. Put on a pretty good show earlier last month as the 45 Ray Lawson was up on the fence during that race. Again, this is just exhibition racing for the Legends of Kearney Bulls. The white flag is displayed for these drivers. Don't forget, after the race tonight, you can check these guys out in the pit area, get a look at what these Warriors used to race back in the 60s and 70s here on the West Coast of the Super Modifieds. And the checkered flag flies for the 45 of Ray Lawson for this first exhibition set here at the Thunderbowl Raceway. So we'll let all these drivers clear off the racetrack and we'll get set for opening ceremonies for the Des Roth Classic. We'll turn it back over to the voice of the greatest show on dirt, Mr. Johnny Gibson.
Thanks so much, Brad. So we'll let the Legends of Kearney Bull make their way back to the pit area. And looks like our Simpson QuickTime Award winner making his way toward the podium here on the front straightaway. And so as David Gravel makes his way up onto the podium, we'll send it downstairs to Connor Wade.
All right, the first 10 pounds of New York strip of the night goes to David Gravel, who sets quick time tonight. David, you're one of the best qualifiers in series history, but it took you 16 tries to set quick time for the first time in your career at Tulare. Why the stars align tonight and allow you to finally set quick time here?
I'm a big foodie. I like to grill, so yeah, a little extra motivation. Carson stole all the meat last year, so good to get some. Great start. You know, big field of cars, a lot of good guys, and yeah, a little character always at Tulare, and you just don't know how it's going to go. So can't believe this is my first quick time, but hopefully this is good things for the rest of the night.
Are we going to see one of those traditional big Tulare cushions on the top of this thing by the end of the night?
Yeah, I think 1 and 2 is going to have a big cushion. 3 and 4 definitely going to have a big cushion as well. So I think there's grip other places as well. I think that there'll be a bottom. So I think it'll race pretty good. I was really nervous coming here earlier what the track looked like, and looks like the track crew did a pretty good job putting this track together.
Get the grills ready back in Palm Beach, Florida. David Gravel, quick time here at the Dennis Roth Classic.
Thank you, Connor Wade. So David will make his way back to the pit area and get set to start on the pole of our first heat race this evening. Opening ceremonies coming up here in just a few moments, right after this commercial break on DIRTVision.
The Light Rescue Series from AMCUS is a game changer for rescue teams across the country. AMCUS engineers listened and made changes based on the feedback of those in the field. Gator grips allow for minimal slippage. The rotating handle and ergonomic design allow rescue teams to put this only 46-pound tool wherever it needs to go, saving lives faster in the moment.
The motor is a lot faster. It opens the blades a lot quicker than it normally would. And it's also made of carbon fiber and titanium parts, which makes it very rugged for us to use.
Simple, rugged, reliable. To learn more about the Light Rescue Series, visit amcus.com.
Well, I mean, I think we're all about safety. Everybody in racing, we want to continue to make the sport safer. And over the last couple of years with the development of the Chasm system, we felt like it was a product that was going to make our race cars safer. You know, from in the past when we take, solid impacts landing on all four wheels, I could definitely feel that in my back, even in a very light impact. So the most that we can do to prevent back, neck injuries, we want to do that, and we feel like the Chasm system does a great job at that.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
I'm faster than you. Yeah, well, I'm gnarlier than you. I get more sideways. I'm louder. Much louder. I get wilder than you. You Sure about that, bro?
Harder.
Slicker.
Cooler.
Tougher.
Let's go.
So what you got?
You wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
After a rainy day in the Central Valley, the skies have cleared, the racetrack is in fantastic shape, and we are ready for the Dennis Roth Classic with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Officially time to get things kicked off here, and so we'll send it downstairs to Connor Wade.
Thank you, John, and a big welcome to everybody at Thunderbowl Raceway this evening for the 4th running of the Dennis Roth Classic. What an honor it is for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series to be a part of this great event for the 2nd season in a row. A great $83,000 payout on the line for the winner this evening. Not only that money, how about the trophy, which is being presented right now on the stage thanks to our Roth girls. Look at that, a bid number 83, and what I'm guessing is a Longhorn with some cool horns. That's going to be a cool trophy for somebody's case back home. To kick off our opening ceremonies this evening, we'd like to welcome a couple of very special people to the stage here at Thunderbowl Raceway, starting with the son of Mr. Dennis Roth, Jason Roth, and Cole Roth, the grandson of Dennis. How about a round of applause for Cole and Jason as they make their way? And we'd also like to welcome Todd Ventura, who is the nephew, I should say, of Dennis Roth and the manager of Roth Motorsports. You're so involved in racing these days, Todd, as we asked you to say a couple of words, but the Dennis Roth Classic takes up a big portion of your schedule throughout the year. What does this event mean to you and the entire Roth family?
What an event. It's a special time for all of us. You know, it's we can't thank the teams, the drivers, the car owners, but especially the fans that come out here and support this event. You know, we got to thank Steve Faria. You know, he's a longtime friend of Dennis's. We've always considered Tulare our home track. But also we got to thank the World of Outlaws, NOS Energy Drink, Toyota Racing Development, DeBoer & Son Trucking, Pete, George, and Blake for help putting this on. And again, just tonight's a special event, and you know, we got some good money to race for, and we got a special trophy and a lot of good beef. So looking forward to some great racing, and just want to thank everybody for being a part of it.
In your opinion, how has Dennis and Teresa Roth changed sprint car racing for the better?
Well, I mean, they've been in it a long time. I mean, this is 32nd year, and I believe that you know, we've always competed at a high level because that was Dennis's standard, as well as Teresa. You know, we compete very high, and we race against the best here tonight, and you know, it's always a challenge, but it's something that we've always enjoyed doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Todd Ventura, Jason Roth, and Cole Roth here at a very special race to the entire Roth family. Next, during opening ceremonies, you're going to notice a couple of fire trucks and the 41S of Dominic Selzy and the 88N of DJ Netto making memorial laps around Thunderbowl Raceway. Tonight, we come together to honor Keith Little, a man who dedicated over 36 years of service here at Thunderbowl Raceway. Keith wasn't just the track's head fireman, he was family to everyone at Thunderbowl. His commitment, courage, and heart have left a lasting mark on this raceway and the lives of all who knew him. The local racing community is forever grateful for everything Keith did, and his legacy will live on each and every time the gates open at Thunderbowl Raceway. We appreciate those of you giving applause right now, but at this time, as the trucks and cars make their way around Thunderbowl for a lap, we ask for a moment of silence in honor of Keith Little. At this time, we asked everybody here at Thunderbowl to please rise if you're able, and gentlemen, remove cover as we get deeper into tonight's opening ceremonies. To offer our invocation at this time, please help me in welcoming Larry Elliott from Team Racers for Christ as Dominic Selzy rips around Thunderbowl one time for Keith Little.
Thank you, Connor. Thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight. Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this great night for racing. We thank you for all that have come tonight, Father, to watch. We ask for a special blessing over the drivers, the crews, our safety crews, and these great Thunderbowl fans. And Father, we ask you to keep the Kirk family in our prayers, and we ask all these things in the mighty name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who died on a cross for our sins. Amen.
And here to perform the Star Spangled Banner this evening, please welcome Macy Lowe.
Ready to start whenever? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
If that doesn't get you in the mood for sprint car racing, nothing will. Time to hand out some steak and hand out $83,000. It's heat race time at the Dennis Roth.